From Ball State University and the Cardinal Creek Tennis Center in Muncie, Indiana, it's the Mid-American Conference Women's Tennis Championship. The number 2 seed Miami Redhawks trying to take down unbeaten number 1 Buffalo. Miami has been here many a time before, 9 of the last 10 finals, but today, the underdog.
Yeah, they're the underdog today, which is an unusual position for them. They've got 22 MAC championships over the past 4 decades. And today they're just playing an unusual role, which is the underdog, the spoiler. To do what they want to do and win a championship, they're going to have to play loose and they're going to have fun out here, and I think they're up to the task.
See particularly how their 6 freshmen fare trying to get a MAC championship for their first-year head coach, Ricardo Rosas. 6'2", 4'6", 6'4" for Lalade Ogungbasin when they met a month ago. And deuce point.
And a big point already early in this match here.
Love 30.
And that's a good hold for Emily Struble. You know, this is such a young Miami team. It's really funny when Ricardo Rosas talks about them. He says we have 6 freshmen, 2 seniors, and Emily. She's a junior. She's the only non-senior, non-freshman, and she was the first match off for singles yesterday, and she can throw a point in your win column so quickly that it stabilizes things for you, and they look for her to be a quick worker again today.
Yeah, and I think that's actually one of the keys I look for if Miami's going to continue to have a real shot at getting this today. I think they need to get a point quick. I think they need to get 2 points on the board and let that pressure build and mount on Buffalo, who, let's be honest, should be feeling a bit more pressure having come in undefeated. There's always going to be a little bit of extra expectation with that, and I think getting a quick 2 points for Miami would be huge and making them feel a little bit of pressure.
Well, you would want to be in a good position on this court as well. Number 1 singles, the player of the year, Ponomareва, on the far side. That one's long, and it's now 30-love. Martinez Blanco up a break early, and she is the only loss for that young lady this season. And it still bugs her.
You know Ponomareва is going to want to come out here and be the aggressor.
Now 40-love.
And again, we can't understate the importance of that wind. Ponomareва has it behind her now, so a hold here for Martinez Blanco would be huge to just get a 2-0 lead, knowing that you get to switch sides after another game and get that win back behind you. It would be big.
That one's wide.
Game Buffalo.
So game Buffalo and Martinez Blanco with an early 2-love lead.
Right set.
When they played in the regular season, 3-6, 6-3, 6-4. So Martinez Blanco gritted it out, came from behind. That fits with her personality. She attacked the backhand of Ponomareва.
I think that'll be one of the keys today, too.
You see her go to it.
Yep.
Ponomareva's long.
You can see it right there. Just a little discomfort there. Going with the slice. Looked like Ponomareva was a little bit unsure of what she wanted to do with that ball. And so much of this match will be dictated by Ponomareva and how she's responding to the shots that Martinez Blanco is allowing her to hit. And just the comfort level she'll be able to get during the rallies and during these points.
And a double fault from the player of the year.
Martinez.
Reading her body language is going to be critical. The biggest thing that she felt inhibited her was not being able to get out of her own head when they met a month ago.
40.
And she's down love 40 now. You get too frustrated, you start to cloud your own thoughts. You start to let the other person in, and they dictate.
Yes.
And that's a big point for Ponomarevo.
And that's a great shot there. Opening up the angle with that backhand and then using a little finesse there to get it by Martinez Blanco. She's going to that chip early on the backhand side. And that there is just good placement, good reaction to the ball.
Even if you don't win the game, just to avoid being broken clean from a mental standpoint.
It's big, yeah.
And that is what Martinez Blanco does not want. A ground stroke
30,
war
40.
where Ponomarevo can set herself up for a strong forehand.
And that's the aggressive play, the aggressive nature of Ponomareva's game there coming into play. She just steady, picks corners, and hits her shot there, eventually breaking down Martinez Blanco to give her that short ball as she steps in and takes a rip, wins the point.
Not to get over our skis, but you talk about turning points. For Ponomarevo, if she can come back down love 40.
Deuce.
There'd be no question that'd be big, not only
Deciding point.
for
Receiver choice.
the psyche, but big for the confidence here moving forward.
And it's a deuce point. Smart by Martinez Blanco, too, to take a couple extra seconds. That one
Close
just
call.
wide.
Yep.
Game Buffalo.
And the game goes to Buffalo.
Buffalo needs 3 games to
Three
love.
games, love.
First set.
And like you said, you never want to get down love 40 and lose the game at love, but it's almost more disheartening to come all the way back in that game and then still lose. So we'll see how she responds after this, but great ball there from Martinez Blanco. Just made Ponomarevo a little uncomfortable stepping to the side, and she went for a little bit too much with that cross-court ball. She really just needed to put that back deep and get back in the point and let her position come back to a place where she could be aggressive again. She didn't stay patient enough to get that there on that point.
It was a long, quiet space inside your own head as Ponomarevo sat. And Ricky Rosas quickly running over. Try to help her make some adjustments here.
She will, and I noticed this in doubles too. She looked a little tight as far as the footwork, the movement. That's the key for me for her. Once the feet come around, once she feels a little more comfortable moving around the court, I think you'll start to see a little bit more flow to her game. On a couple of those shots in the last game, just the feet got stuck in one place. She reached a little bit for those shots. She really just needs to make sure she's getting up to the ball and hitting it cleanly.
At the end of the day, she knows she's the player of the year. There is no lack of confidence at the bottom of your screen. It's a lot of unforced errors, just missing her spots.
It is. And there, that was just a routine backhand. Got away from her a little bit. And it could have to do with targets she's picking. She might be trying to be too good, trying to pick spaces that are just too tight to hit into. And it could just be she's getting loose. She's getting her rhythm. And sometimes it takes players a minute to get that too. I think Martinez Blanco is doing a great job, though, of just making her work for everything, putting the ball deep, using a lot of topspin. And you know that's what she's going to do. Number one, you know, all season for a reason. She's going to make her opponents really earn everything. So not unexpected by any means.
Martinez Blanco, too, like Ponomareva, has only lost once this season in MAC play. She's 23-6 overall. She has never succumbed to a player she should have beaten. Her lone loss in conference play was to Ani Gavagsta from Eastern Michigan. It was her second match of conference play. And she said she was glad it was early. She had a mental meeting with her head coach, Kristen Maines, afterwards. And it basically came down to a reset. And she could focus herself, had support of her teammates, and from that point forward has been flawless and really credits the early defeat. Sometimes when they say it's good to lose, in that situation for her, that was a good loss to take with what it meant for her down the stretch.
Yeah, and good coaching, it sounds like. Just being able to recognize that a meeting was needed, and just having that meeting, it sounds like, was a turning point for her on the season. But it's funny, we talk about the depth of Buffalo. It's almost like we talk about it at the expense of the top players, and the top players are nearly as good record-wise as the ones at the bottom.
Huge forehand from Ponomareva.
30-40.
Called out there by Martinez Blanco, but overruled by the chair umpire.
Yeah, Ricky Rosas was standing there and immediately looked up. That turns into a huge point for Ponomareva.
Huge point, a big chance to steal some momentum back here and get things going for Ponomareva.
Especially into the wind. Martinez Blanco.
Good.
And that's just a great play there from Martinez Blanco. She puts a first serve in on the backhand side, gets a short ball, steps in and just rips it right back to that backhand corner, gets the overhead and puts it away. I mean, that's textbook as far as what you want, down break point there.
This could be a backbreaker to go up 4 games love.
She's picking on that backhand again.
And into the net. It is 4 games love.
Buffalo lead. 4 games
And
to
that's
love.
just great tennis on both sides. That was 2 players realizing the importance of the play